How much money are Chinese taking out of the country? By www.forexconspiracyreport.com. As China's economy slows, wealthy investors are moving money offshore. How much money are Chinese taking out of the country, and why does it make a difference? Bloomberg writes about suitcases of cash leaving China with tourists. The explosive growth of spending overseas by Chinese tourists dwarfs the increase in the number of Chinese traveling abroad. The most likely reason? Disguised capital outflows. So says former U.S. Treasury official Brad Setzer, who drilled into the spending data provided by some of the most popular destinations for Chinese travelers. The nation's tourism deficit, a measure of foreign visitor expenditure in China minus what its citizens spend overseas, soared to $206 billion in the 12 months through June 30th, up from $77 billion in 2013, the last year of the yuan's one-way appreciation trajectory. More Chinese are traveling than a few years ago, up about 50%, and the amount of money that Chinese carried with or spent offshore tripled during the same time frame. It appears that wealthy Chinese are finding ways of getting their money out of China, out of yuan, and into foreign currencies or assets valued in foreign currencies. These folks are buying property abroad, buying life insurance policies payable in other currencies, or simply opening bank accounts to hide money offshore. Why should this matter? There are two things that matter about Chinese taking money out of the country. The first is that smart investors who made their money during China's growth phase are seeing the handwriting on the wall and getting out. This fact is probably more predictive than all of the stats that the Chinese government offers. The other thing is that the world could use more consumers to boost the global economy. The USA or Europe would be better off if wealthy Chinese bought their products than if these Chinese buy homes in London, New York, or Chicago. Where are the Chinese economy and yuan going? How much money Chinese are taking out of the country is important, as it is a predictor of their economy and their currency. The Telegraph talks about the $2 trillion black hole in China's economy. Bad debts in the Chinese banking system are 10 times higher than officially admitted, and rescue costs could reach a third of GDP within 2 years if the authorities let the crisis fester, Fitch Ratings has warned. The agency said the rate of non-performing loans, NPLs, has reached between 15% and 21%, and is rising fast as the country delays serious reform, relying instead on a fresh burst of credit to put off the day of reckoning. It would cost up to $2.1 trillion to clean up this toxic legacy, even if the state acted today, and much of this would inevitably land in the lap of the government. China's growth was largely credit-driven, but that was not a problem, as expansion simply covered the debt. That is no longer the case. Debts are piling up, not getting paid, and that economy is going to suffer. That is why there is so much money going out of China. For more insights and useful information about Forex markets and trading, visit www.forexconspiracyreport.com.